Hi everyone, it's Livia here. Today the video is about Inktober, but it's not. So basically, as I mentioned on my sketchbook tour video, I decided to make some of the illustrations. What is that? That's weird. Anyway, I decided to make some of my Inktober illustrations on the iPad as like digital art on Procreate. So yeah, today I came here to show you what I came up with. The sketch, if you don't remember, is this one here. Sorry, this one. The word was freeze. Then my original Inktober was this one here. I liked more my first sketch, so I used this reference as the one to do the illustration on the iPad, and this is what I came up with. I don't know if you guys can see, but anyway, I'm gonna film it up close, then you guys will see everything. Yeah, it looks really nice. I really like the colors I chose. I was a little bit in doubt about the background, but anyway, I do love this kind of blue, and I went with the blue, although a little bit of yellow would be nice as well. But then, you know, this color thing, cold as blue, yellow as hot, like warm thing. So I kept the blue. And there it is. It's gonna be a little bit longer than Inktober videos, of course, because it's a lot of work in coloring on the iPad. But anyways, I think that's what you guys want, to actually learn how to do it on the iPad. So I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so I can record more and more. And see you guys later. Bye bye. So I decided to show just the coloring part because we have a video on the creation and the sketch part that I'll put in a card. Then you can check that out if you haven't. It's an Inktober video. So after creating all those layers for each part of the illustration, I have to create even more layers now to add all the details, the shading, the highlights and everything. And that one that I'm doing at the moment is the blush layer. And I'm using, you can use like the Bonobo brush or the soft brush or whatever works for you. I'm using the Bonobo brush at the moment, and my skin layer is selected. And I'm just adding the blush to the cheeks, all the tip of the fingers, and the hands as well. Now I'm choosing the skin color again, and I'm gonna highlight the forehead a little bit. It's like a small thing that it's not something you have to do, but it adds a little bit of charm. Like, I always like to do this because eyebrows, usually in the middle near the nose, they are lighter than the rest, so it gives that effect as well. Now for the shadow, I chose a blue color. You can actually choose a darker tone of the same color you use. For example, it would be a darker orange ochre color there, but I chose to use blue because it's art. You can do whatever you want. But yeah, and I'm just adding to the whole sketch basically in a new layer. Always remember the new layer. Everything choose a spotlight and work from that so you know where the shadows will sit so it doesn't look weird. some skin shadow, so I chose the color there, and I'm making it a little bit darker than the original because it's a shadow. And yeah, I'm gonna add that. Always select the skin layer first and go back to the skin shadow layer and do it. Now it's time for the highlight. So I created a new layer and I'm gonna choose obviously a lighter color, and I'm gonna put this layer to overlay so it looks softer, not so harsh on the sketch. It looks much better when you overlay the layer. I do now is create a new layer, overlay this layer as well, and it's for another highlight, but now will be for the whole sketch. So I'm going to select the skin layer, go back to the created layer of highlight, and just like use the soft airbrush or soft brush, make it like super big and highlight the whole thing. So choose a side to do that, so where the light is stronger, from the right or left or the bottom, then you have to choose which side that is, so it looks like proper light there, and it gives like a really nice effect. Now you're gonna do basically the same thing, but instead of highlighting, you're gonna create shadows on everything using the same brush. Basically make it darker on the other side, the opposite side you used, and make this layer to multiply and add that. So last but not least, create a new layer and do the white part. So mainly those bits that are literally white, because the light is so strong that you can't see any other color but white. So it's basically light. And in this case, I use a hard airbrush, like a harder brush than the soft brush, to add those highlights. And I do that like on the nose, on the mouth, on the eyes, very small things really. add a new layer and I do hair highlights. In this case, the hair bit is really tiny, but I'm gonna add a little bit anyway in the new layer, and I do that in white as well. And I put this layer with the opacity much lower as well, and put this layer to overlay, so it's softer as well. It's not so harsh. Now what I do, I literally duplicate this file, so I have the original there in case anything goes wrong. And in this new file, I'm going to color in the sketch lines. So I alpha lock the sketch line, so the layer, and then I add similar colors to the one of the shirt, the trousers, whatever I want to do, like make them lighter and softer. Now I'm deciding which color is going to be my background, so I created a new layer just for the background, and I chose kind of bluish, that reminded me of like snow and the sky as well. And yeah, let's see. Then I decided to duplicate that file again because I'm paranoid. I just don't want to lose anything, don't want to miss anything. And now I'm gonna group all the layers that I created to finish up this sketch. And then I'm gonna duplicate those layers, like duplicate the group. And I'm gonna flatten the second group. The reason why I flatten the second group and I hide the group below it is because I'm gonna make a little bit of adjustments in highlights, color balance. So if I don't flatten the layer, I can only do this on each layer. So in this case, I can do the effect on all the layers together. So it's one thing all together. So I put a little bit of color balance, maybe a little bit of highlights, and then I add a bit of noise as well. And now for the final touch-ups. I opened my sketch layer, the first one of them all, and I'm gonna add the snowflakes that I forgot in the beginning. And yeah, that's it. Basically, that is it. What do you guys think? Do you like this kind of video? It's a bit long, but I think we can learn more this way. Let me know in the comments, and please don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.